Welcome back, everyone. Take 9 here. So a while back, about over a month ago, I did a video on these headphones right here. These Quincy Jones JBL headphones, and it was just a 4-month review. A quick little review over my experience and the quality build and stuff like that. I've had a lot of questions about the headphones, so I'm going to go ahead and do another video on them, kind of go into detail about them and software wise and how they sound and all that. So first thing you're probably going to notice is if you watch my other video, you probably know what's up with the tape on these and why they're broken. I'll leave the description down below or in the tag above. So you can go and watch the video and kind of learn more about that. But quick little thing is they kind of just broke on their own after a couple of days of using them. So there's that. Just kind of ignore that. Now let's talk about quality, sound quality. So these headphones sound awesome. They have amazing bass. It's enough bass to where it doesn't ruin your music. Almost kind of like the beats. Sometimes they have too much bass. It also depends what kind of music you listen to or what kind of song it is and the bass in the song. But these do a really good job when it comes to bass. They get really loud. They don't. You can turn it up. I've turned it up all the way sometimes, and I don't get any noise problems. I don't get the sound quality doesn't get worse as I turn it up. It stays good most of the time. Like I said, it depends on what song or whatever. And here we have your volume down, volume up, your play and pause. If you double tap this, it's we'll skip this song. Here's your power button. Here's your headphone jack, your pairing Bluetooth button, your microphone. It does have a built-in microphone, and the built-in microphone works pretty well, I had to say. It does a pretty good job. When you're on calls, you have to speak up a little bit more than you would when you're on the phone, but other than that, I mean, it does pretty good for headphones. Over here we have you see that, the charging port. And right here you have the little light. This will blink red when it needs to be charged. And they charge very fast. It takes, I can get about, let's see, it says, I believe you can get about 18 hours on the headphones battery life. And that's if you're using the volume, I think halfway or a little bit above half. I usually have the volume almost maxed out, and I get at least a week of use with these. I rarely charge them. Ever since I've gotten these, which I got them in December, I believe it was December, the end of December, I've had to charge these maybe 6 or 7 times since I've had them. So yeah, that tells you how good the battery is. So now let me just talk about software. So you turn them on, and this is what you hear. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. So that you can kind of, they're dead right now, so that's why they keep powering off, and I don't know if you're able to hear it, but it's Quincy Jones' voice that you hear when you power on. It will tell you power on and connected, powering off, or low battery. Software-wise, it does pretty good. It sounds awesome. They can hear Quincy in your ear, so that's another positive. Now, one thing when it comes to software, and I kind of talked about this in my last video on the headphones, that I don't like, is that, so you're able to connect 2 devices at a time with these headphones, and it does pretty good when connected to two devices at a time. So the only problem I have is if I have, for example, my iPad in my room and it's connected to my iPad, but it's also connected to my iPhone, and I leave and I'm outside or something outside the house, it is constantly trying to reconnect to the iPad that's inside the house. So it's always disturbing my music. So if I go outside, I need to always turn off my Bluetooth on my iPad. That way I don't have connection problems. Because it will stay connected to my iPhone when I'm outside, but it's always constantly trying to connect to my iPad inside the house. That is one problem I have software-wise. Other than that, no problem at all. They will also show you the battery percentage on your phone, which is pretty cool. Other than that, software, like I said, is really good. They pair very easily, and I have never had a problem with pairing. Right here you have, so it comes with the headphone cord, the aux cord, and it's really long. The fabric of it feels awesome. It's this real like, I don't know kind of, it's like I don't know what kind of fabric it is, but it's a pretty good fabric. It feels really high quality. You could tell that it's not going to break. You know, usually headphones, they start coming apart up here. And these I've tested. I've pulled on pretty good. And they don't come, I mean, you would have to put a good amount of weight to be able to break these. So here's it comes with, so the microphone is right there. This microphone works pretty well. Of course, it's closer to your mouth when you have it connected. And remember, these are Bluetooth, so this is only if you don't have battery, if these are dying, or you just want to, use it the old-fashioned way. But you do have one button here, and this button's kind of complicated, hard to use. So obviously your play and your pause. Then you double-click to skip. And I know there's a couple other things I've never used. I think you click it like 3 times and it will volume up. I can't remember. And if you hold it down, of course, if you have an iPhone, you activate Siri. If you hold it down, if you receive a call, you click it once and it will answer the call. You can hang up the call by clicking it another time. So now going down here to the ends of the headphones, you have this right here. And as you can tell, it looks a little different. It ain't your regular headphone jack. So I came to the conclusion that the reason it's like this is when you use it on your phone and you're laying down and you lay your phone on your chest or something. It's like this so it doesn't damage the cord. Usually you have them straight up like this, and this end right here goes to the headphones. It is a lot smaller than the actual headphone jack that goes into your phone, so they are not the same. So if you were to break the cord or something, you probably have to order a special one from JBL. And probably the reason that they do that, excuse me, the reason that they do that is because it saves a lot more room, that they have the headphone jack a lot smaller, so it saves a lot of room. So the reason this is to be able to protect the cord so it doesn't damage itself. So you can see laying it down right here on the table, it's not damaging the cord, it's only bending this part right here. So that's the reason this part is like this in general. So now back to the headphones. I'm going to kind of go over quality wise, the material, how they feel. So as you can see, they bend like this. And this is the way we'll fold them up and put them away. You can bend it either way. I usually keep them like this. It doesn't hurt the headphones or anything. So this is like a plastic, but I can't explain the material, but it's like a matte plastic. It's really like you can feel the quality in it. It ain't just these cheap headphones or anything. Like, it has like a little rubberized quality to the plastic. And that's through the whole headphones, even right here. I mean, the whole headphones has this feeling. And up here you get your leather, get your JBL badge right there. This feels really good. So this is real soft all the way to about right here on each sides, and then it gets hard right here. But it's still your leather. And then right here is more leather. It's real soft. It's real soft, real comfortable when you're wearing them. When you're wearing them, you do not feel like they're even on you. There's times where I've left the house and just forget that I have the headphones on. And another thing is noise canceling. So these headphones do not have noise canceling. Yes, I know, a bummer. You think because they're Quincy Jones that have noise canceling, but they don't. But that's okay because they do a really good job at canceling the noise outside of the headphones. Now, they could do a lot better, but like I said, they're not noise canceling. But these do go over your ears, and they seal your ears pretty well. And I mean, it's very rare that I hear anything from the outside, especially if you have them turned up pretty good. Then you will not hear one word from the outside of the headphones. Now, if you actually open up the headphones and you're listening to music, it is loud enough to where I can hear it throughout the room. And I think that's pretty cool because there's some times where they're even louder than my actual phone. So I just open them up and I just play music like that. And it still sounds really good as I'm doing that. So there's just a couple of things that I like. Like I said, this, I'll leave the link to the video so you can kind of see what happened here. This is the only bad thing here was this problem right here. As you can see, they're cracked. Right now, I currently have tape on them just to hold it and prevent it from cracking anymore. I have had a lot of people ask me questions on what they could do when something like this happens to the headphones. I had somebody reach out to me, I believe last night or a couple of days ago, asking me what they could do. They had the same problem going on with their headphones and the same headphones. And I was just telling them that you could put hot glue over the crack. It depends how bad it is. You could put hot glue. You could put nail glue also. I recommend putting nail glue. It's a lot stronger and it doesn't heat up, so it can't melt this plastic. So I would put nail glue on it. It does depend how bad it is, but that's what I would do. Just be really careful not to get it on the fabric because you will damage it. Another thing that you can do is I personally contacted JBL, and they did. I did explain to them the situation and that it was cracking, and I only had it the second day when it started cracking. Only used them a good couple hours, and really wasn't doing too much. So they offered me a new pair. I just had to send these in, and they'd send me a new pair. Now the bad thing is it takes a good 2 months before you get your new pair back, because you have to send this pair in, then they process it, they look at them, and then they decide, okay, we'll send a new pair. They send a new pair, and now that takes a good while for that to get back. So it was going to be about a month and a half, almost 2 months. So I just decided to heck with it. I'll just keep using them, and until they're completely dead. Now, if I was asked, would you buy another pair of headphones like this, a newer pair, I would say no. And it has nothing to do with the sound quality. Sound quality is awesome. They sound phenomenal. It has nothing to do with the fabric or the feeling. It has to do with this gold part right here. And another thing that I've had a problem with is this. I don't know if you can see that little metal bearing right there. I've had that pop out two or three times, and I've had to put it back in. But when it pops out, the headphones are all loose, and you can feel it. And that's also happened on this side as well, that little metal part. So I just had to squeeze it back in there, and it goes back in. But those are just two main things. Two main reasons why I would not buy another pair of these headphones is because of this plastic JBL piece right here. And it looks very nice until it starts cracking. Then you start having problems with it. So Yeah, there's those JBL headphones. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like, sub, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.